Did she fall?
No, she doesn't remember me.
She doesn't remember you. Take a seat. I've been kind of worried about this. I started looking it up on www.nih.gov/Alzheimer's/publication/Alzheimer's-disease-fact sheet. Alzheimer's Disease Education and Referral Center.
What's the referral center?
Referral center is where we refer to get information. Basically, I think she has Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's. It's a degenerative disease that occurs to people who reach a certain age where their brain tissue starts to degenerate. And they get plaques. Plaques, like you get plaque on your teeth, you get plaque on their brain.
So you mean that they forget everybody and where they go?
They pretty much do forget a lot of things. Maybe they'll remember one or two people here and there. But let's read up on it. Alzheimer's disease is an irreversible, progressive, yes?
What's irreversible?
That means it won't change back. Once it happens, that's just it. You have Alzheimer's, you can't cure it. Now, it's a progressive brain disease that slowly destroys memory, thinking skills, and eventually even the ability to carry out simple tasks.
What's simple tasks?
Brushing your teeth, getting orange juice, running down the stairs to go, mama, mama, mama. You forget things. In most people with Alzheimer's, symptoms first appear after the age of 60.
She passed 60.
She's 74. She passed 60.
No, she's 75.
She's 74. Her birthday's in 1939. Yeah. Estimates vary, but experts suggest that as many as 5.1 million Americans may have Alzheimer's disease. 5.1 million Americans. That means it's not just her. She has a whole lot of people that have it too.
Like who?
Elderly people past 60. Alzheimer's disease is the most common cause of dementia.
Dementia?
Dementia.
What?
Dementia is the loss of the cognitive functioning, thinking, remembering, and reasoning. You can't remember, you can't think, and you become irrational.
Irrational?
Irrational. Reasoning. Your reasoning is gone. You can no longer say, okay, this makes sense, that doesn't make sense. You just, everything is dramatic. Everything is just not okay anymore. Now, it says, dementia ranges in severity.
What does ranges mean?
Ranges, it's like from small to big. So there are different ranges. That's a very good question, actually. Because it's like, one person can have dementia, and they only forget a little things. Other people may have dementia and have no memory whatsoever, and they've lost all the functioning where they just lay down and can't do anything for themselves anymore. Dementia can hit people a little bit, or it can hit them hard.
Hard?
Hard. Now listen. When it is just beginning to affect a person's functioning, it's mild.
What does functioning in mild mean?
Functioning in mild is basically, mild is low amount. Functioning means, you know how your hand is working? It's functioning. It works. Exactly. Now hold your questions till the end, okay?
Okay.
Great. Now, to the most severe stage, it goes from the mild to the most severe stage. Now, I told you, hold your questions to the end. Alzheimer's disease is the most common cause of dementia, and it's named after Dr. Alois Alzheimer in 1906. Dr. Alzheimer noticed changes in the brain tissue of a woman who had died of an unusual mental illness. Her symptoms included memory loss, language problems, and unpredictable behavior. Much like you said, great-grandma is confused. Unpredictable behavior. After she died, he examined her brain and found many abnormal clumps known as amyloid plaques. They were basically in the brain. The plaques were in her brain. And there were tangled bundles of fibers, now called neurofibrillary tangles. Plaques and tangles in the brain are two of the main features of Alzheimer's disease. The third one is the loss of connections between nerve cells, which are neurons in the brain. Now, there are three distinct changes in the brain in Alzheimer's. There's very early, which is a little bit of plaque on the lower end, and as it becomes moderate, the plaque begins to raise towards the center. Then severe Alzheimer's, almost the entire brain is covered in plaque and tangles. Wouldn't that be scary? Could you imagine your brain being invaded by plaque and tangling up? That's exactly how it feels. You feel crazy. Now, although we still don't know how the Alzheimer's disease process begins, it seems likely to damage the brain and starts a decade or more before the problems become evident. So the Alzheimer's disease starts 10 years before you can actually notice what's going on with the person. 10 whole years. Can you believe that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, before long, the damage spreads to the nearby structure in the brain called the hippocampus, which is essential in forming memories. The hippocampus is the memory storer. Hippocampus, say it with me. Hippocampus. That's the memory storer. So, if the plaque and the tangles get to the hippocampus, can you store any memories?
Nope.
Not at all. Now, the very early signs and symptoms of Alzheimer's. Memory problems are typical, one of the first warning signs of cognitive loss, possibly due to the development of Alzheimer's disease. Some people with memory problems could also have a condition called MCI, amnestic mild cognitive impairment. Now, when you have mild Alzheimer's disease, the disease progresses, memory loss worsens, and changes in the cognitive abilities are evident. In moderate, the damage occurs in areas of the brain that control your language and your reasoning, sensory process, and conscious thought. Memory loss and confusion grow worse, and people begin to have problems recognizing family members and friends. So basically, at this point, do you think she's in the mild or the moderate?
The moderate.
The moderate, right? Because she's not recognizing us sometimes. Now, severe Alzheimer's, which is the final stage, that means the end stage of Alzheimer's. Plaques and tangles have spread throughout the brain, and brain tissues have shrunk significantly. People with severe Alzheimer's cannot communicate